are back again, marking the final chapter of rebellion. I mean, uniting the empire with some military menace. We have successfully. Oh boy! Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have successfully defended the empire against Nuln.
Now.
And now, Kurt Helborg, we need to fend off these attackers. We will do so very quickly. But first, we're not gonna take a selfie. We need to end the round.
All right. By Sigmar's will, come in. I will.
Marius Leitdorf
As you say, sir.
would like to have all the military alliance access trade rights that he can muster. Yes, very well. The Bretonnian toasts are still unwilling and unable. Well, it's looking relatively good. Surely now, after we have been graced by the might and will of Sigmar, you might realize that this campaign is obviously not doomed to fail. There is no other choice now.
Fellow heirs of Sigmar.
We can only remain victorious. Boris Todbringer. Probably planning the next invasion. You know what? We defeated the Dragon Lady. We're not afraid of Boris Todbringer. Yes, military access. Plant your 3 full stacks in front of Altdorf. We won't care. Do it. Oh boy.
Is it
Well,
time?
Emperor Karl Franz has received an urgent message from the College of the Celestial Order. Skilled in divination, the celestial wizards have been concerned by unusual eddies within the wind of Asir. Using the vast magical astrolabe, which lies at the heart of the college's 16 towers, the astromancers have divined a dire conjunction of certain astral bodies, portending doom for the Empire. However, these fluctuations in the sorcerer's winds are obscuring the precise nature of the threat. Only by taking observations from another geographic location can the wizards triangulate a more accurate divination. Okay. The big walk and the big walk confederated. Okay. Yes, Eilhard is in grave danger. And Dotterbach, 2, 4, 6, 8.
I will marshal the men. Who calls?
I'm not convinced. The Emperor will make a swift end of these rebels right now.
Men, war calls.
And they were obliterated by the might of Sigmar. This isn't that bad. We can accept that. Oh boy. Oh yes, Nuln Gunnery School. We're not there yet. We need some wall. We already have walls. But we need to... Yeah, we don't have money. Ah, okay.
I command here.
The Emperor. Oh, this is important. Okay. So we have to decide a military heritage. But because we have modded the game, apparently, we are able to take all. Okay, so we do not have that much money. Campaign movement range, it's extraordinarily important. So we're going for the military heritage watch first. Oh, Our artillery units will be expensive because we need campaign movement range. Campaign movement range, it's beyond everything else, really. And Luthor, Huss. Yes, you don't need to cleanse the unclean anymore. What you need to do is improve construction time and cost. Yes, very good. And Ludwig Schwarzhelm needs to don himself in more full plate armor. Very well. Okay.
To the provinces.
So, yes, we need to aid these guys. There's not much choice here. How far do they get? Okay.
The Empire. It is for the best.
So if we go there, they can't reach us very well.
The Empire.
These are dark times.
Carillion joins Kurt Helborg's forces who are in defense of the Empire on the way to Eilhart, besieged on all fronts by so many creatures that I don't even know what they are. Oh boy. Whilst Franz, the eastern front of the battlefield, is marching for Wissenburg, the only place of Elspeth. Traitors.
Ready.
Well, our treasury cannot bear any expense, as expected, so we're going to end this.
To strengthen the Empire.
Huntsman generals. Yes, they are veterans of many scouting parties and excellent at taking down large enemies. We didn't recruit any Huntsman general. Okay. I'm not going to read this. We have no Huntsman general. Well, this is a perfect chance to gain some money. This is a very bad chance to gain some money. More Norscan invaders are approaching even the most distant corners of the Empire and in Hergig. The immediately dispatched reinforcement armies will now try to fend off these. Oh god, they have Mammoth. Oh, Kalagsnaxon. He looks a little bit intimidating. Well, let's find out if we shall win this fight. Warriors of the Empire have already manned posts. This is obviously not Gondor, and they're not fleeing. This is very well.
Avoiding combat.
Our forces are now
Avoiding
reinforcing.
combat.
Are we? Is the AI actively taking control now of the new units?
Keeping distance.
Oh yes, it's working. Very well. Ah, very nice. The reinforcement armies approach the field of battle. Oh boys. I mean, in animation, this is very good. They're staggering, the arrows when pierce their chest or something like that. But the problem is these shield hits do count as more normal hits. We do need a real armor system again in Warhammer. I do hope that we will get a real armor system anytime soon. Okay, it did not work. Titanic. Why is the AI opening these gates? I mean, if a Mammoth is standing before you walls, you don't want to get inside. Yes, please get away. Were these my troops? Oh god, these were my troops. It's unbelievable.
Quick march!
Oh boy. Could you please?
To battle!
Oh no. One powerful soldier of the Empire, obviously not imbued by the will of Sigmar, is now running away very well. Ah, our general. What was your idea, man? Yes, please. Oh, okay. Unit collision is also something that is, yeah, terribly off-putting in Total War games. It's better in Warhammer. It's nowhere near perfect. It is ridiculous. How could the gate shut down? Well, hello. Mighty Mammoth stuck in this gate. The battle on the walls. Oh boy, not... Oh boy, we're losing. We're not losing. These are mongrels, these are beasts. The... Oh boy, oh trolls. Oh, we've lost. Are these vanilla trolls? I do believe so. There were some Lost Faction mods, buggy at the moment with SFO Grimhammer, so we don't have those. That added a whole troll faction like the one we will probably receive in Warhammer 3. I mean, the community is awesome, there are so many modifications for so many purposes. Sadly, we don't have any total conversions, because Creative Assembly is unwilling to give us the chance to change the actual layout and the starting points of the map. So no one can change the map really. That is a pity, because we could create, community could create extraordinary stuff. Oh boy. This gives me a little bit feeling of the gates of Minas Tirith being crushed down, and then some Gondorian archers shooting at giant armed trolls approaching, or people shooting the gates. This is ridiculous and stupid. Please stop that. So, we're going to fast forward this, because as it seems we do hold the upper hand. Oh boy, did he get through the gate? Okay, the buggy Mammoth in front, between the gate, has bugged himself inside the castle, and now he's opening the gate for his brethren. Come on, what is this? What is this? I'm trying to... yeah. Warhammer is a good game, still it's the best Total War, but if you look at all those bugs, you will probably realize that the rest of the Total War friend... Oh, he got through the wall, okay. Oh, and I said nothing, I apologize. I did say nothing, yes. Still, there are many things that in a good quality of life update should be eradicated, but it's sometimes taking Creative Assembly a little bit too much effort to create new games, leaving the old ones behind. What is really bothering me is not that Creative Assembly is creating new games, that's good. The problem is that Creative Assembly has a quality team that often dismisses good features and throws them away, which doesn't make sense. You've spent work achieving something great, and then even if the community says it's an awesome feature, Creative Assembly is like, what? But we didn't have that. Then we don't like that. And then feature is gone, which is ridiculous. For example, siege towers with siege equipment, ballistas on siege towers, all of those, or actual ladders, or actual rams being pushed by people. I mean, the ladder system and the siege ram system in Warhammer is absolutely ridiculous. Why change that? It was awesome. In medieval, in Rome, it was okay. It was well done. People liked it. Why change that? What's the reason? It now looks ridiculous and stupid. Why would you do that? There's also this monster thing. It's not an argument. There are still melee units that have normal height and dimensions. You can just say only those melee units with those height and those dimensions can pull or operate siege equipment. And you don't have any problem with size. It's not an argument. It's an excuse. Well, the Empire is successfully defended against Snarkson. I mean, it's a little bit interesting, this Snarkson. It's always Scandinavian names. The name of the father being imprinted in their last name? It's an interesting concept. It's not that common somewhere else. Usually, for example, in the southern parts or the middle parts of Europe, usually people weren't named by their father, but by the trade of their father. So if the father was a baker, you were called baker. It's as easy as that. It's a different concept in naming those that come after you. Of course, there are also the Brachs. Okay. Okay, yes, please give me all the treasure where you can. You can. Oh boy. A microscopic fissure has opened between the material world and the realm of chaos. It is a fleeting event, quite beneath the notice of even the gods, but potent enough to invigorate the winds of magic power reserve. Okay. Okay. Adalhard is in grave danger because we wasted. Oh boy, it's almost a dead city.
What does the Emperor bid?
Well, I'm not convinced that this is a very wise course of action.
Yes, a sound plan.
Yeah, we're
Onwards.
going to need some more troops. Yes, Tattersouls is okay. And we need... Yeah, to be honest, we need some Huntsmen.
Yes, my lord.
Huntsmen are
Praise
absolutely
Sigmar.
awesome. And we should get some swordsmen. And we will get some spearmen. And we were joined by the Tattersouls, which we will get into after we upgraded. Yes, thank you. The Tattersouls. Yes. Okay, so these boys are Tattersouls.
The nation calls.
The Tattersouls, climb a little more than clothes and rope. The brethren of Zealots, known as the Tattersouls, march after the Grand Theogenist wherever he goes, whether he likes it or not. Every warrior... Oh boy, what is... Oh, come on. Seriously, another full stack army. Every warrior priest of Sigmar has at some stage become afflicted with a band of such strange companions, shrieking maniacs and booming doomsays, tripsing in his wake as he manfully attempts to go about his business. The Tattersouls can be counted amongst the oddest group of all. Their founder, the self-proclaimed prophet Gerhard the Worm, was originally one of the Folkmar's companions in the war against the Ever-Chosen in the far north. Now, there is little of his original personality left to him. It is as if religious maniacism is a living thing and highly contagious. Whilst the Tattersouls stamp and shudder in their devotions to Sigmar, lashing themselves in a state of religious ecstasy with their barbed flails, passers-by tear at their clothing and rip out their hair in handfuls, The onlookers are set aflame by the aura of faith, joining the Strong's frenzied dance as they take up the rags and whips of those bodies have proven too weak to contain the faith within. Some come to their senses at night's end and return home to their loved ones, muddy and bleeding, with monotonous plain song ringing in their ears. Others cast off their former lives forever, caught up in the demented crusade of the Tattersouls until death. Their voices mingle in prayer to the warrior god of the Empire. Some strong, confident, others broken and pained. All are fervent in their belief that the end is nigh, and it can only be stopped by the ultimate sacrifice of the Empire, so that a new order of humanity may rise from the ashes. We're not going to sacrifice the Empire. Go get away. Dude, just die, please. Okay, so Kurt Helmgart assembled his host at Uberstreik, gaining reinforcements and sending out messengers to get some village people do muster arms. And at night he was reinforced by Carillion with very good news, because she brought her weapons.
Bring me to my men.
And the Emperor marched on Wissenburg, wiping out the last remaining traitors and even an unnamed wizard. What's your name? Okay. Was no match for the might.
Raise your weapons. Who calls?
Conroy Rotsinar perished. And we know of the province. This is working out very well. We're going for growth, yes. Okay, this is useless. This is useless. Thank you. Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you.
So?
The Emperor. Oh boy. I don't know not of the backstory about this. Deathclaw, the mightiest of all imperial griffons now, was raised by Karl Franz as a companion, and on this particular day their bond would increase, for he was clad in iron and steel, and henceforth he would companion his companion into battle. For the bond between Franz and Deathclaw is legendary. And he rides often to battle? Okay. Diplomatic relations with the Wood Elves. Gifted by the Wood Elves. Our vampiric... immortal, yes. Immortal spirits will refuse to leave the bounds of the mortal plane, and so cannot be put to rest with ease. And this one will not down, yes, not go down so easily. And Valten, now the nation's hope. Yes, proclaimed him as a spiritual leader. We heard of that. And Luthor Huss. In a time of peace. No, he's not. He's a peacekeeper, but we're not in a time of peace. Okay. No, we're not gonna do that. This is ridiculous. Still, for all units, is not worth it. Trained for the destruction of evil, and he was imbued with grand soulfire. For a battle prayer that bathed the warrior priest in white holy fear, says Sigmar's foes, but leaves the supplicant unharmed. This very well. And Ludwig Schwarzhelm, of course, holds the line. And he dons himself an even more plate armor. Is it working out very well? I like it very much. Okay. So yes,
the
and...
Empire! Welcome to my private study. Wine of palest gold will wet our palates whilst we speak.
Balthazar Gelt, who came to our defense in the Battle of Nuln. Once in the military alliance. Yes, of course we will do it. I had a trade agreement, that's also a very good idea. Balthazar, your ideas are very good. Of course they are ours, but we're Emperor. No ideas are. In the end, all ideas are gifted to the Emperor, whether they are his or not, so... Okay.
Who calls?
We have some space for one remaining unit. I mean, we are, in the end... Imperial foot units. Yeah, we're going for the Imperial foot great thoughts. Yes, okay. Well, Adalhard just has survived.
So?
We don't have lightning strike. Oh, well. Well, this could get interesting. Anyway, we're going to crush those infidels.
No peace, just war.
Ready.
Whilst assembling in Ubersreich, nightfall came. Another day would soon rise. What is good? As far as I've just seen, a sort of Cain. Oh, our brave Bretonnian companions appeared, not helping us. Are you serious? I've just seen the Sword of Cain when I looked at the Maelstrom. Is inside the high... what? This is actually the best thing that could ever have happened to us. Still in the High Elven territory, which probably means that it was not claimed by Nagarond or any Elven army, but by our friends. Which basically means that we will probably have not to fight them very early on, and if it is necessary, we can just place a friendly army next to them and just step back their army general. Confederate. Say hello. And then magically Franz will have the Sword of Cain. That sounds about right. Yes. Well, this will be a very quick victory. I'm not complaining. But we are not going to give the Denethorians the control again. It obviously did not work out very well. And it still bothers me a little bit. Because why would you ban I mean, in the end, yeah, I did one. It's not the most stupid of tactics to go on the field against Pekasi, against flank units and trying to overwhelm them from all forces. Their planning is not bad. Very bad. Because you should not try to fight those beasts with swordsmen. You should always try to take the units that you have and try to use their advantages. For example, a gate is usually brought down by big beasts. So if big beasts comes through this door, why or how should we greet him? So the best thing is that you place musketeers here and cannons here. And then you need some pikemen or halberdiers who have charge defense against all. This is important, so they don't just... Yep, goodbye. And anti-large, so they do more damage against targets that are bigger as a horse, or as large as a horse and bigger. So you would not really place swordsmen in front of your walls, in front of your gates. You could do that. Of course, there are infantry that could come through, but not the first. You should have one charge against all unit in front of your gate. And then you could, for example, place greatsword unit here. So the first charge is delayed, and if infantrymen come through, they will be cut down by these greatswords. This would be viable. We don't need it. We can just wait here and strike them all down. Going to reinforce this, even though no, we're going here. And it is a usually clever idea to place units in front of your walls, because enemies will always rout. The big host of the enemies will come in this direction. Because of Helmgart. There is no other explanation. The ad isn't like this corner and this corner and this corner. They're always going here. So the interesting thing is, the moment Creative Assembly changes this and gives them a little bit more intelligence, I will be like, I'm going to wait here, and then I'll go here, and then fuck you. I didn't say that. So, if these enemies rout, there are sometimes a lot of enemies that rout. They would run like here or here, and if they stop routing, for example here, and we would not have cut them down here, they would then just go into our town center and claim it. I mean, there is a modification that I got that improves the capture time, because this is also a reason why Siege Battle is ridiculous. Not only because the maps are ridiculously small. The big problem with Siege Battles in Warhammer is it feels like capture the flag. You just need one unit, get it behind on the Victory Plaza, and the moment that they capture it, you have 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And the problem here is you don't have 3 minutes and 20 seconds. You need a lot of seconds to capture the points. So if you get here, for example, at 40 seconds left, you will probably not be able to defend this, because if you can't recapture it in time, and even though you could have 80,000 people defending this fortress, and they have only one flying unit, they would still win the battle and just kill everyone. This is why siege battles are ridiculous. This victory point system. I mean, it's quite obvious why they do that. We had multi-layered sieges in medieval, some sort of multi-layered sieges in Rome, and the AI stuck really. They didn't really get the hang of it, even though it was okay. I mean, sometimes I have the feeling that the AI actually worsened in siege battles, and this is obviously a system for the AI meant for them to understand not only the layout but the targets, what they want to achieve. And the AI was programmed to capture the victory point. It's ridiculous. And this needs to change. This really needs to change. Warhammer is still awesome, but siege battles are just a joke, really. There is no real explanation or justification for this lazy excuse of siege battle. If you compare it, for example, with Medieval 2, or just look at what Third Age did, what is possible in siege battles, this titanic, enormous, giant, multi-layered siege battles, these awesome siege battles. There's so many awesome siege battles out there in Total War games. Even Shogun 2 had some, even Shogun 2, where every unit just climbed the wall like in Warhammer, but even more ridiculous. This is really a step backwards. I have no idea why, but Creative Assembly managed to go back in terms of siege battles. And now we're going to stop complaining, and we're going to crush the enemies. And oh yes. I'm not saying they have no chance, but attacking Helmgart was probably the what the... Who did that? You? How dare you attack stone? You will get 100 arrows. Just for demonstrating purposes. This looks extraordinary. This is why I got those modifications. These heavy graphic modifications. The smoke actually looks a little realistic. I mean, this actually looks good. These people, and they're okay. I didn't say anything. They are shooting each other in the back. I was about to look for the crossbow man. I wanted to. Oh, they're not shooting at him. This is why we can't see. Oh, the bullets. Okay, there are no arrows. Okay. There is a little trail of crossbows, but it's very little. This is actually very well done by the AI. Of course, take the entire length, and at the entire length get all your troops. I mean, this is of course ridiculous, because if we had Wind of Death or something like that, we could just crush all of them in one swift stroke and end this rebellion once and for all. We're of course not going to do this. the first wave of Norscan invaders climbed the gates of the walls of Helmgart. They were already fleeing, and the vast forces of darkness approached on the horizon. Hundreds of battle-hardened, steel-armored Norscan. What the? Are you the? You're not the Witch King. What the? You're not supposed to have a titanic mace the size of. Oh, what's wrong with his arm? Is this supposed to be a bandage? Apparently. Ah, okay. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's just a little bit clipping. Okay. No, it's okay. Oh boy. They fell. Please don't complain about siege towers. I mean, there are people who say siege towers are too powerful. What is correct is that the shooting speed is a little bit off. It's a little bit too fast. But if you live in a world of dragons and demons and dark gods and hydras, of course you would plant cannons on walls and towers. And of course, or mortars. And of course those mortars or cannons would be able, and it's necessary for them to do extraordinary amount of damage. I mean, try to imagine that 40,000 dark elves and like 30 hydras would come approaching here. Of course you would try to build your castle, well, to be able to defend this. I mean, it's still ridiculous. We should have cannons here and here and here. We should have cannons here on top, and they should shoot all down. We should have archers on there, and these archers shoot down here. And there's so many possibilities, so many ways that you could do this in an awesome way. I mean, we should have trebuchet here, or some artillery, and they should be all shooting down here. We could have so awesome, titanic, epic battles. I mean, the computers are there. We now have 8, 10, 12, 16 core CPUs. We have the potential. Or the creative assembly could go away like on the recent flight simulator. In the recent flight simulator, only about 5 to 6% of the actual user data that is required to load the maps is actually stored on the computers because it's too big. The biggest host of data is coming from data center. You need a good internet speed, so you can actually load all those extraordinary maps to look upon. And the cloud capabilities that Amazon, or Google, or Microsoft, or whoever now grant a developer is that vast and extraordinary that of course Creative Assembly could try to use that. There are so many possibilities out there. We just need someone that is courageous enough to take them. Seriously, one more. Yes, please kill him. Please kill him. Yes, very well. Well, as it seems, we have claimed utter victory. We didn't cheese, we simply planted the units at a certain location in order for the AI to take full control of the action. "32 units, that's too much." Well, we could have placed the Imperial foot in front. They wouldn't have gotten that much damage. And then the great swords from behind. But they can just cut down the enemies. I mean, great swords are great units. They have a lot of armor, but they aren't that defensible in battle. They get cut down rather quickly because they have no shields and the melee defense is not that awesome. We're going to execute this. The Norscan forces that attacked Helmgart quickly retreated, realizing that their plan was...
Hail to Leon Corps, How can the Empire aid you in such evil times?
A bad one. A diversion. A ruse. The moment the Norscan people left Helmgart's vicinity, our brave defenders went into the local tavern to feast. And then horn through the night. Prepare for battle. The Bretonnian toasts had returned again. Why would they make me uncomfortable again? Well,
the Empire endures.
We will show these Bretonnians why it is an unclever idea to bother the Empire too much.
What do you bid?
We're going to crush those infidels.
Ready for war! Halberdiers! Loaded, sir! Great swords!
They are certainly not
Great swords!
going to cut down our mortars again. We are going to protect the mortars against flying cavalry, consisting of, I believe, one general. Yeah, that's enough already. Oh, is this a Griffon, not Pegasus? Pegasus. I mean, look at this design. I mean, I just told everyone, yes, siege battles aren't that good, but look at this design. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, the last time we had a hippogriff, this size it looks in Harry Potter, and it was just a movie. Now we have a game, an actual game, where a living hippogriff with some good animations is marching forth to eat people. This is awesome. Look at this. This is why I like Warhammer, and the amount of detail. Wonderful, simply wonderful, simply wonderful. This is what you should always keep in mind, even if you criticize someone. Never leave. Well, some good manners. No. Always keep track of the good things. Of course, there are bad things, but even if you find 10 points to criticize, there are probably 20 points of something awesome that will make you awe. Oh boy, they have archers. They have ridden. Oh god, I feel reminded of Attila. I hated Attila. Not because Attila was a tier well at the beginning a little bit particular bad game, but the problematic thing is that I would like to play as the Roman Empire, and I always had kind Titanic legion armies. Now I got him down the gate again. The problem is you can't really defeat Attila armies with dozens of mounted cavalrymen, archermen on cavalry back with legionaries, because they are very slow. And oh boy.
Captain of the Empire! Standing by for the Emperor!
It does get problematic. Because these units in Attila are actually very strong if you know how to use them. If you created them as a diversion, if you're going to well, trick the enemy into following you, for example, this way, and then you would have some cavalry in the woods here, and then we'll crush them in the back, and all of that stuff. Cavalry are, why would... No, I didn't tell you to open the... What are you doing? I told you to attack the champion on this... This is also a reason... I mean, they stood here, and I commanded them to attack the general. And what they are doing now is opening the gates and charging against cavalry. And now they... What is this? Who programmed this AI? I mean, the pathfinding is a joke. I mean, what I'm really missing What I'm really, really, really missing is from Empire, Total Empire, and Napoleon, buildings that you can get into. I mean, it was an awesome mechanic. Why can't we get to this building? We should have this. There should be a door, and then our archers should be able to go in there and shoot people. And the enemy should be able to, of course, capture the house. Why don't we have any houses anymore that can actually work? This they have to use. We should be able to, I don't know, place a cannon or mortar on top of this building and then shooting the enemies down. Why? For example, here at the first level we could have some swordsmen and then they would fight, and here was some archer, and here crossbowmen, and here a cannon. And of course in flying cavalry could be able to crush down the cannon, and then the cannon could have, for example, if the dragon lands here, this entire plateau could crash down into the third or second level, killing troops. I mean, there are so many possibilities with debris. They should just take a look at the frostbite engine that is used for battlefield. There are so many ways how to take debris, take the surroundings and do something actually extraordinary and useful. There's so many possibilities. They are not being used. No, these are just static objects. They don't react in any way. I could crush a dragon, a cannonball into this and nothing would happen. It's actually, I mean, the artwork, it's beautifully done. It's beautifully done, but there is no soul in it. We can't get a hero here. Man, we need more recruits, and then 20 people would appear that prepared some, and yes, we will fight. All the stuff, it's just dead. It's dead space. There's nothing. There are no NPCs, no one walking around. There's nothing. It's just dead. Just give us life and not random fires that don't make any sense because there is no artillery and nothing shooting. Yes. And the Bretonnian toasts fled back. Oh, okay. In the back. Ouch. Ouchie, ouch. And they're fleeing. Of course they are. They're Bretonnian toasts. Fleeing is what they're good at. And in one heroic victory, the forces of Helmgart defeated Cassian the Paramount. The one traitorous Bretonnian would continue to try to harm the Empire. And, of course we would pardon the captives. We're not brutes. The Bretonnians obviously were misled by dark forces, by the Horned One, to believe that we are reckless. Yeah. Yes! At night, Franz got word. Prisoner Elspeth seeked to talk with him. He waited 3 hours, 33 minutes and 32 seconds, and then approached her cell where she was, scattered, divided, leaderless, rotting in a singular cell with just one tiny window, the moonshine shining upon her hair. She looked at her emperor. And then she finally realized that he was the one who bring union, to bring the empire to its full power. And she threw herself on the floor and pledged eternal allegiance. And at that day, we got a dragon! Yes, except refugees. All immortal lords and heroes will join your cause. Yes, 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 please. Oh boy, we don't. No, we. This is Estalia Tilea. This is nothing that I'm concerned about. The Arabians are very far away. We already had. Yes. Kateb found some artifacts. Theodor Bruckner. Elspeth von Draken. This is what I'm talking about. I need a moment for myself. Yes. The Dark Lady of Nuln. Magistrix of the Amethyst Order, an arch-wizard of the lore of death, has joined our cause, and her true plans are unknown. What? Are we letting the devil in our midst? No, she's loyal. She's not conflicted. This is not a Kylo Ren story, which is ridiculous because it was all without sense. These Bloodbringer, okay. Okay.
Praise
And Kurt Helborg. Are these just okay? Was able to crush the remainder of Fimra Hilmarsson in front of Helmgart, and they killed them mercilessly.
the nation calls.
Yes, okay. Very well. Kurt Helborg was granted the Sigmar's Award for the protection of this one was of great importance. For he trained the Emperor's finest. And Markus Kruber, legendary warrior. Found Charles' blessing, for he watches over those who worship him. Attribute Vanguard, yes please. And Hans Zindler received the full-plated armor level 3. I mean, this is not clone armor level 2, but phase 2, yes. Gandalf decided to talk to himself, and he would unlock some dietic powers to dwellers below, because the spell causes gnarled fibrous hands to emerge from beneath the ground, dragging the foe to a claustrophobic, suffocating end. What? This is not a Mayas to what? Gandalf would never do that. To quick, non-claustrophobic, non-suffocating end. Yes, this is obviously a mistake in the Matrix. Gandalf would never do that. Gandalf would never do that. He's not a brute.
I must
He's not
keep my holy vow. No!
Paravan. We could attack
Who
those.
calls?
Altdorf. Mighty
Bring me to my
city.
men.
Oh yes, it's working out very well. So we are going to... Can we build something? No, okay. In preparation to return to the core empire, a stonecutter, Crowy, was constructed. Stone cutters were necessary to build big buildings. And we need walls. We're going to Wallersee. Of course we will. So we're going to have to make the choice. We will... Yes, we will destroy the tap room. Goodbye tap room.
Who calls?
And this is actually very useful. You could go for heroes all the times that grant time of peace, because even though it It does not lower unit costs, it does lower construction time and construction cost.
Yes.
So now, Altdorf city-state. Was improved to full, and this meant the end of our current episode. For the core empire was secured, the city of Nuln and all of Wissenland secured, Elspeth pledging her allegiance. This was a good day for the empire, and as such I wish you a good day. And now, friends, stay healthy, stay in peace, and always remember your empire. And your emperor.